Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, bro.
Welcome to the Multicast, John. What's happening?
Yeah, hey, bro. Bless you, but I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. I was just having a bit of my dinner just before we started.
I got
Nothing
my
too
porridge as
special,
well,
just
bro.
macaroni cheese. Hey, there you go.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I still
yeah.
got a
I'm
bit
good.
of it here, but it can wait. How you been? Like, training-wise, all good today, or?
Yeah. Well, I've done 2 laps. I've literally haven't done that much today. I'm gonna do a lot more. I think I've had 4 days off. 4 days off. Well, I say 4 days off. I did 2 days and like half
As a
training.
fighter, you can really never have a day off, could you? Really?
Yeah.
You have
What
to do
like?
some form of.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like but
Yeah.
to me, that's a day off. Like doing half-fasted, it doesn't feel like I've trained. I'm out, basically doing nothing. Almost feel like. So technically, I feel like I've had 4 days off. So today, I've done 2 laps. That's not enough. So I'm going to probably do another 2 laps. And getting my body. It feels good to be able to do training for a while, and it pushed it to the limit, and then your body just like, nah, you've got to stop. Do you know? Yeah, I broke my body so much it needs rest. But yeah, how are you, Aaron? How you been, bro?
I mean, that's just the life of a fighter, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's how it works, man. And speaking of that, obviously a life as a fighter, training and stuff. Like, our topic today is obviously talk about why you should consider doing sports and stuff. Obviously, both of us have done boxing. We've done boxing. I've competed in boxing as well, but just to a broader audience, again, we're the Multicast. We always base our podcast on obviously combat sports such as boxing, MMA,
Yeah.
and martial arts. And of course, we do generic talks, which is usually what I do on my show today. So
Yeah.
usually, if you normally tune on the show, we always talk about like everyday stuff, not really about martial arts and stuff. Sometimes we link it in, but today's a bit of both, So kind of sort of this is just for one that the people that aren't really into fighting and stuff. This is just something for you to listen out to. You think, why am I going to listen to that? Like,
Yeah.
me, am I going to get into boxing? Why would I want to do boxing? I don't like fighting or that sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
hit, but there's more to it, and it can impact your life more than you could think. Honestly,
No, you are
there's
right.
one way to find out, obviously, by giving it a try. But obviously, I think me and John will obviously talk about and share our experiences, trying out boxing, I mean, what about
I
you,
like
John?
that.
Obviously, you started out as a, Muay Thai and Brazilian
Yeah,
Jiu-Jitsu
it was in Brazilian
competitor.
Jiu-Jitsu. I didn't even have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I started out with pure Muay Thai. It was
There
actually,
you go. And then
yeah, yeah.
eventually you obviously wind up with boxing. So, why don't you tell us, a little story about obviously your story and how you got into martial arts and then how you eventually found boxing.
Well, early on in life, my dad was heavy in boxing. So he'd tell me all the stories about, Ali and Joe Lewis, and you talk about me. Told me he loved Duran and he loved Hearns, and he used to tell me all these stories and stuff like that. And I grew up with watching Ricky Hatton, and obviously I actually remember seeing Mike Tyson fight Lennox Lewis as well early on
Oh,
in my
wow.
life. Because it was in 2001, was it not 2000, something like
Yeah,
that?
2001 or two. Oh, gosh, I need
Yeah,
to double check
yeah,
that.
and I remember the build up to that, and seeing these people, guys, and being animals and stuff like that. So, I grew up around boxing, and my dad obviously taught me a little bit of boxing, but he was more Muay Thai. He said like obviously the jab and stuff like that, but it was more like Muay Thai stuff. So that was like early exposure, and obviously I grew up when I was early life. Grew up in England. I used to watch Ricky Hatton, and then coming to Wales, I learned about Joe Kawasaki, and I was watching a lot about Joe Kawasaki and David Hay and other people that I grew up with in boxing. I was trying to think, there's other fighters. Carl Froch.
Yeah.
These people, even the George Groves versus the Gale rivalry was good, and all these little things. I always grew up around it, so I was always around it. And my brothers got two brothers are professional boxers as well. So for me, I was around it. And I love boxing. I mean, I don't want to say my whole story because I'm not, I'm not all boxing. But yeah, I want to keep to the subject of boxing. And
Yeah,
I think
exactly. No, tell us more, man.
or the whole story, or
Oh, yeah, go on. If you have to, yeah, it's fine, man.
no, I rather keep us to boxing because I want to keep it to boxing and
Okay.
I want to keep it boxing. I want to give it respect to the boxing community. So, like, I think boxing's fantastic. I know what people are going to say. You know, you got the CTE with the mental health and brain damages. I feel like with boxing, it has to be. You have to be with people who understand these sort of things and understand the CTE, understand the brain trauma and all this sort of stuff. And the more education people get, the more people can put more precautions in. Apparently, a kickboxer passed away not too long ago. Did you hear about that? He got KO'd and died and stuff like that. So there's
No, I didn't actually. Usually, I
no,
do see these things come up my newsfeed. Do you know
yeah,
what his name was?
no, he did came off my newsfeed. I'm not too sure his name for. He was a professional. I don't know if he was like big time, but he was
I
a
need to look
professional
into that.
kickboxer,
I
and he
should have
passed
known that.
away. Yeah, it's sad, but same time, I still believe that fighting can actually do more good than harm. I mean, you obviously that is terrible. Someone passed away. Anybody doing pass away is terrible. But there's a lot of people who've got a lot of energy and don't know where to put their energy. And I think starting
Ironically, it
boxing,
can save a life.
yeah, it can. It can start learning skills. Something brilliant. You could have a bag in your garden. You can put all the techniques you put to use in your bag. You don't even need to go professional, but just having that, it breeds confidence in you. It gives you motivation, gives you energy to do other things in your life. You know, having that strength, it gives you strength in other areas in your life because you carry that. What's that energy? Yeah, I say energy. When I say energy, I'm talking about I'm talking about like the strength that you get from it. You know, the strength that you get from it, all this training, not just boxing on the pad. I'm talking about the training you do, the CrossFit sort of style they got.
Yeah, like
There's
box
lots of
fit.
stuff. Yeah, box fit. Yeah, all these things. There's so much stuff in boxing that you can do. But one of my favorite fights, if you would watch one, is Gatti versus Gatti and Ward and Hearns and Hagler. But yeah, bro, I'm gonna stop talking. Let you take some. Do you think? What's your point on that, bro?
Well, yeah, where it started for me, like, how I got into boxing and stuff. So, again,
Mm.
like he said, it's funny because when I was younger, um, I wasn't the most athletic type, like the irony. I mean, a lot of people just see me think, oh, fitness freak. That
Yeah.
obviously boxing, is MMA, is kickboxing and stuff. But, yeah, when I was a kid, I wasn't, the fitness freak and stuff like that.
Mm.
I remember, like, my dad tried to get me to football. I wasn't having any of it. No, my dad,
Mm.
proper, not boxer. I mean, like, he's a proper boxing fan. I mean, like, into his boxing and stuff. And I never really was in love with it from then and stuff like that. I mean, for me, it was only Muhammad Ali. My dad's a massive Muhammad Ali's fan. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
so although old school boxers used to watch and stuff, but I never really paid too much attention. Again, out of all of them, Ali stuck the most for him. You got Sugar
Yeah.
Ray and that. But for me, when I was a kid, obviously martial arts is what really caught my eye. It really did, from a
Yeah.
young age, and obviously that stuck with me even to this day. But
Mm.
I was aware of boxing here and there when I was growing up and stuff. But
Mm.
again, it's more in the martial arts scene. That
Yeah.
sort of side of things. And there's only until like last 10 years or so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd really. So yeah, because I'm 26, so about 16 or so, I kind of looked into boxing and stuff because I started
Mm.
taekwondo when I was 15, you see.
Mm.
And that's where it all started for me, my love for combat sport in general. As soon as I started taekwondo, that's when the MMA love came in,
Yeah.
the K1 love, watching all. Obviously, when I just got into UFC, I was also watching like K1 fights, Pride fights, and stuff like that.
Mm.
It was just a thing. Like back when YouTube was awesome, watch
Yeah.
like Mark Hunt and stuff. Like you
Oh
watch
yeah, Crow
Pro
Cop.
Cop. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
those were the days.
Mm.
So obviously, from starting taekwondo. Bear in mind, like I've always liked martial arts, and this is for anyone. Again, people's listening, thinking, oh, this is boring. I don't follow
Mm.
boxing like that. Oh, fighters, blah blah blah. What's this got to do with me? If anyone's listening right now, but like
Mm.
when I started taekwondo, obviously I just wanted to. I mean, it was as little as I want to be a black belt, and I like martial arts. You know what I mean? Now there's
Mm.
things where like this is a part of my life. This is a part of me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
this is what I'm trying to say. I started it from, I just want to do this because I want to be able to protect myself. I'm weak. I want to be able to beat
Mm.
people up. Not in that literal way, but like, because I felt like, because I was weak and stuff, I should be able to, if I wanted to, like, disarm someone, and I want to be a black belt because it's cool, and the
Yeah.
kicks and taekwondo are cool. You know,
Mm.
it was as shallow as that, and obviously you realize it takes a bit more hard work to
Oh,
sort of
yeah.
get to those goals. You know, and that's what I mean. Like you could start off. Prime example. I'll give you an example. I know someone who started at 18. This is, I know, again, besides the point, this is taekwondo, but you could apply this to boxing maybe. So let's say you're 18 years old now and you want to do boxing, but this person obviously did taekwondo. It's like, I'll just do it for self-defense, you know, do it for a couple of months. This seems like a really cool idea. So same with this, you could say, you know what, you're an 18-year-old, I'll do boxing because, you know, it's fun. Like, let's see how this goes. Now, this person who did taekwondo at 18, today is about 53 or 54. He is actually a taekwondo master. He is an 8th degree black belt, and he's also a cage fighter as well. Not
Is this
bad,
your
right?
coach?
What's that?
Is that your coach? Is that master?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's not bad, right?
That's not bad at all.
Not bad at all. From someone who just wanted to do this as a little hobby and end up becoming virtually his life. Because he coaches, pretty much 7 days a week. He has a taekwondo class, an MMA class, taekwondo class, MMA class. Yeah. So, yeah, again, this could be you. You could be saying, you know, I want to take up boxing just because, you know, it's fun and stuff. You know, I don't think I'll ever go far in it. I'm not really a fighter. I don't like getting hit and stuff. And next thing you know, you got a natural knack for it. You never know with these things. And again, it's not even a case of that. Oh, you know, I wanted it for competition. You know, whether you are, you know, boy, girl, old man, you know, young boy, you know, young girl.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like I said in the post to this episode, I don't like how we have to categorize ourselves. You know, we should all be. You know, some people might be like, oh, you know, I'm too old for that, or you know, I've got a disability, I can't do that. No, honestly, I truly think it is for everyone. Like, you know, some people might say, yeah, again, you know, I'm too old, my bones can't do it. Then you go at your own pace, you know, I've got a disability, I won't be able to keep up with everyone. Again, go with your own pace.
Yeah.
You know, you can do it just for the fitness side. Like, you know, this life's so short, man. You go to work, you know, you wake up, have breakfast, go work, come home. That's it. You know what I mean? Yes, we've got
No,
other
100%.
but
It's going to benefit you, isn't it? It's going to benefit you in the long
yeah,
run.
you know, it's just a
I want to
challenge.
give a shout out to James who's come in. Thank you, James, for giving the shout out. I saw you did the wave. Bless you, bro, for joining in. And also for coming joining stereo, man. Thank you. Appreciate it for the love. Bless you, bro. Sorry, Aaron. Just noticed my boy James came in.
What was the point I was saying? Oh man.
My bad. Sorry, bro. I threw you off.
It's
Sorry,
all right.
bro.
My mind's gone blank.
You were talking about how like it can help you in other parts of your life, and having time to do it can actually benefit better you in other parts of your life.
It's just like, you know, you come in from work and, you know, it's just another challenge to do, you know, like, you know, you come in from work, you know, watch TV and that's it. You know, it's just goals to set towards, you know, like it can be just depressing doing the same thing every single day, but it'd be a bit nice thinking, you know what, I've actually learned how to do a jab today. Yesterday I didn't know what a jab was. You know what I mean? Oh, awesome. Last week I didn't know what a jab was. Now I can throw a jab. Like, you know, 2 weeks time, you know what, I can throw a cross. You know, wicked. I could do 2 punches. You know, I'm getting the hang of this. 3rd week, hey, jab, cross, hook. Not bad,
exactly.
right?
Makes you feel
It's
better.
pretty impressive. Wow, man, I'm not gonna lie, I think I've lost some weight after this. Whew, I can feel the burn. You know what I mean? Like, this has actually got good stuff. I actually like boxing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, whoever you are, like I said, whether you're a girl, a boy, an old, you know, an elderly person, or, you know, a very young person, a kid, you know, or a person with, you know, disabilities and stuff. You know, it's just like,
exactly.
You can be anyone. You could just
it's a sense of achievement as well, isn't it?
Actually, really good, and you feel good about yourself doing something new, and also breaking past that boundaries, the limits of what you can possibly do. You know, like to yourself, oh, I can't run a mile, and then, you know, you might end up, you know, in boxing, like doing a circuit that's, you know, equivalent of running a mile. Oh, damn, I didn't realize I was capable of this. You know, I mean, look at you now, John. Like when you go in the bags and stuff, you know, you spar and stuff. You know, did you ever think you was capable of doing, you know, 3 rounds and a fight and stuff? You know what I mean? Just stuff like that. Did you think he was ever capable of doing the splits?
I was born flexible.
Yeah, you were actually, to be fair.
No,
But yeah, I mean, like,
I was from a fighting family, so that's
no, but what I'm trying to
me.
say
Not
is,
3 minutes, bro. Like probably. Well, when I got out of shape, no, I can't lie, bro. I've just. The thing is, I can't do what other normal people can do. So for me, fighting was just natural. I don't want to. That sounds a bit arrogant, but it wasn't. I'm not
it's not
gonna lie and
arrogant. You're
say.
just naturally into it. Some people are
Yeah,
natural
it did. It was
into
just
sport than
for
others.
me. Yeah, so for me, it was always me and my brother Perry would be sparring throughout our whole childhood. We were
There you
sparring
go.
early life. So, but I agree with what you're saying. There's some people who think they can't do it and they can do it, and I agree with you. I do agree with you. It is helpful when people they do it and then they see their progression. Like I said, a sense of achievement. It's like sometimes, like you said, I feel like, for instance, I don't like running. I hate running. I hate running. That's my part. Like my part is running. I love the fighting bit. I love all that bit. But if you told me
Yeah,
to do like a start running 8 miles, I ran with Moses. And we ran a real long, far way. And when I was going into it, bro, I thought, oh no, I can't do this. You know, I can't do this. And then when you got with Moses, I was running. I ran. And I thought, oh man, I just ran all that way. Didn't even realize I could do it. So that side, yeah,
exactly. Pushing yourself to your boundaries.
exactly. That part I do find that's my heart. My part is I hate running. I'm doing it and getting better and better at now, and I'm feeling better myself when I run a bit further. But that's the part when I say running. If you told me to run a machine, I find that easy. Running machine's brilliant because I got a
See, I'm not a
calculator.
fan of it.
What's that, bro?
I'm not a fan of it.
What you prefer outdoors?
I
You?
prefer outdoors, yeah.
I prefer the machine. See, when I'm on the machine, I like to see the numbers go up. I like that. I can, like, where I'm outside, my brain can just get I start getting bored really quick. So that's what I find hard personally. Yo,
Just a quick one, John.
go,
I
bro.
want to mention another point, but I'm just going to go through these two messages quickly.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
next point I'm saying probably go on for a bit, so
Mm.
we'll just go through these messages quickly, and then I'll go into my next point. All right?
Mm.
You want to hit the button?
Oh, you want me? Oh, you brought
Yeah, that's right. There we go.
I'll do it now.
Thanks for the shout out, man. Yeah, I
James.
do consider martial arts as an everyday part of life for everyone as well. So I do agree with what you guys are actually saying.
Yep, 100%. You know, like it is. You know, it can be viewed as a way of life. That's the way I see it. Like me, Taekwondo is my true background, so I see that as a way of life. You know, and the same thing can apply to any
Yeah.
sort of form of combat sports. You know, a lot of people just think, oh, fighting it means you have to hit people. You know, doesn't mean that. You could literally go to a boxing gym and not spar. You could go to a martial arts club and not spar. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not the emphasis. I know, obviously, the whole point of it is fighting, but you could literally go there without sparring. You know, I mean, if you go not if you've ever trained in the last year or so, there has been no sparring. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. I
sure,
know.
well as hell, we've gotten a lot fitter. Trust me. Like, you know, if you want to start, you know, sports after next week, perfect. There'll be no sparring and stuff. It's purely fitness and technique, you know, and that's going to work your mind and work your body, you know, and that just makes you, you know, a better person. It proves, you know. So go to the next message.
Bless. Hey, thank you for the shout out as well, bro. Yeah, no worries, man. Always, James. Bless. We'll do the next one. Yeah, bro.
Awesome.
I'll do it. Yeah.
That's facts when it comes down to the martial arts aspect as well, because I come from a martial arts family, and I just took to it as if it was just everyday life, just like a baby taking his first steps. But at the end of the day, my parents tried to keep me away from martial arts when I first began as a kid, because they didn't want me to necessarily go down the same route as my brothers, my father and my uncles in martial arts. They wanted me to have my own identity, but it's definitely something that was in my blood, and I couldn't stay away from it. So they might not have put me in martial arts, but the fighting instinct was there. Do you know what I mean? So I went into martial arts at a young age, but then cut out of it. So I'll probably go back to it again.
Yeah, James, you should definitely go back to that, bro. I want to say something. I just realized something. When Joey hits and you click, hang on, you guys have actually met each other. when Aaron was down during lockdown as well, it was a bit where we could come up to Swansea. Aaron came to Swansea. He met up with myself, Mikey, and Matt Guard. And when we were out, we went to a club on SA1. Remember that, Aaron?
Yes.
Yeah, and remember the guy who got us in, like gave us the queue jump.
Yeah, vaguely, yes. Oh wow.
That's James. That's James right now. And hey, this is
Awesome,
Aaron, bro. This is it's more of an introduction than a quick introduction then. But this is Aaron James. Bless you, bro. Hey, Aaron James. That's a sick name.
Yeah, that is a sick name, Aaron James.
James. Yeah, but I agree what you're saying there, James, completely. You know, like that's how my background was. Like my background was I was terrible in all school, but the only thing I was good at was fighting. So like for me, I was kind of blessed in a way that I knew what I wanted to do in life because all the other things were taken away. So my path was clear. Whereas, you know, people, they're good in many things, different things. It's hard for them to make a decision because they got so many paths.
I agree there.
You know what I mean? They've got so many paths. They don't know, oh, do I pick this path? Do I pick that path? Do I pick this path? When if you just got one path, it's like, oh, okay, well, I'm shit. Sorry to swear, but I'm crap at this. I'm crap at that. I'm crap at that. I'm crap at that. Oh, hang on, I'm knocking people out. Okay, I'm going to pick that. It was easy, you know. I'm thinking, okay, so it started on me. I wasn't bullied. It wasn't like saying I'm stopped. They were bullying me, and then I'd finish the fight. It was like, okay, yeah, I know what I'm going in life. So that for me was, I say, is a blessing. But at the same time, there's people who are good at martial arts, like Rich Franklin, for instance. Rich Franklin was a UFC champion. Yeah, he was actually a school teacher, and he went to university. He had loads of different skills, and you've got other fighters who also had like really intelligent, and they were in multiple different forms, but they were really good fighters as well. Like guaranteed GSP. I guarantee he could have done like other jobs. Like he could be a sports scientist or something. The guy's brain is phenomenal, but he was a great martial artist. But it is, yeah. But I do say, I agree though. In this, what Aaron was saying earlier, is that martial arts is not just for fighters. It's also for people. When you go into martial arts, you carry the confidence and also carry that energy into your other fields. So if you train in martial arts and you train not just the boxing, but actually like the physical aspects of the training, whether it's going for running. I hate running. I absolutely hate running. It's my worst. I try to get out of it as much as I can. But yeah, if you go for running and you're doing all the sit-ups, the press-ups, the burpees, all that part as well, and then you carry that strength. Generally, if you do it like Aaron says, you go for a run in the morning before work, and I bet you every time you do it, Aaron, you feel better when you go into work, don't you? You carry that boost.
100%.
It brings you. You've got so many aspects of boxing, not just for that it can help you in multiple areas of your life.
It helps you in your everyday as well, your work as well.
Yeah, exactly.
To work with a way more positive mindset. 100%. Well done, John. That is true.
That is true, and not just that, competition-wise, bro. Like I feel like if you did do a lot of competition, I think the business world, it carries over to the business world big time. Because if you learn how to fight someone,
you just want to win, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You
don't let them get in your head either, you know.
Yeah, 100, 100. You're 100% right. You carry the strategies, bro.
Just a quick one. Actually, I say a quick one. The point I wanted to make earlier. So back onto the topic again. Why you consider boxing? Again, it's never. I think one thing is people see age as a factor, and let me just share a personal story. I didn't think age is a factor. Now, if you ask 3 years ago that. So yeah, 2018. If you asked me 3 years ago, this time 3 years ago, that in a year and a half's time you'll be doing a boxing fight, I wouldn't have believed that. I would not have believed that at all. So that was 2018, about 3 years ago. Now, toward the end of 2017, I remember to myself, I always thought, you know what, I'd love to have a boxing fight, but it's just too late. So I must have been. So if I'm 26 now, I was 23. So yeah, I'd have been 23 back then. So obviously late 2017. I just thought to myself, you know, after seeing Moses and stuff in Swansea and yourself, the way you two used to box, my boxing just wasn't on that level, you know.
You've gone through levels. Your boxing's amazing, bro.
My boxing, it just wasn't there. It was something I've always wanted to get better of. I've done it over the years. Don't get me wrong. Like in Swansea, there was a kickboxing club where where they actually taught me how to box pretty much. But I only had a bit of basics there. But again, I always thought, you know what? Oh man, I'd love to have a boxing fight, but obviously it's too late. You know what I mean? Like I just want to get into either K1 kickboxing or MMA. Boxing is just out of the window. It's not gonna happen. But it's also something I want to get better at. And then I thought to myself, it'd even be great if I just had one boxing fight, just to say you've had a boxing fight, And I think actually for anyone, you meet most people in life, actually, they probably have had a boxing fight, whether it's white collar or a few amateurs. It's crazy how many people, a lot of people even say they used to fight, go in football clubs and play for football games and stuff. But it's crazy. Like, even people I work with, they said, oh yeah, I used to box back in the day and stuff like that. It's crazy, you know what I mean? So I think, at some stage in your life, you always find that I think, some people should just do one fight. You know what I mean?
I agree. Like a bucket list sort of thing.
But for me, like I said, back to the story. But if you asked me 3 years ago that I was going to be boxing in a year and a half's time, I would have been like, you're joking. I'd love to have an opportunity like that. But
mate, you inspired me, bro, to come back.
I'm too old now. That sort of thing. I was 23 at the time because I'm 26 now. I was like, I'm too old to do boxing. It's not going to work. 23, you mad? That can't happen. So obviously later in 2018, I turned 24 and stuff. And obviously, I was still training K1 and MMA in that sort of time. And then 2019 came and stuff. And I said to myself, you know what? Yeah, I want to get my hands better for obviously kickboxing and stuff. Obviously with the Taekwondo background since I've been doing since 2010. So I'm a black belt in as well. I thought, I really need to get my hands better. So obviously I've been practicing boxing quite a bit, here and there. Went to boxing as well. But I thought, you know what? Let me actually have a boxing fight. And I didn't go white collar or anything like that. I went straight into Queensbury, which is quite like a top amateur show, you see.
Yeah, I know.
So for a debut, it was quite a jump, and it's quite a good show as well, And again,
I was there.
Think, I did 2 shows, didn't I? Although I lost both fights on decisions, but when you look back, I just think to myself like such a opportunity I got given, which I thought would never even happen. And to be
unfair because they were close fights. They were both really close fights.
They were both close fights, and also to be sort of being aired on Sky as well, on TV.
That's pretty cool.
So it's pretty cool. You just look back. It's like, this is what I say to people, never give up on things, or never give up on your dreams and goals and stuff. Like I said, for me, right, I always thought to myself, like, I know it's probably too late for boxing. It was like a last minute love boxing. Here and there, and I had over the years, but then I realized, hang on, I've actually got some sort of potential here. I've got really long arms. It was a last minute love, but I know it's ultimately like my heart isn't obviously in kickboxing and MMA. It has been, like I said, I've always been the martial arts side. And as I got older, I sort of grew in love to boxing. I really did fall in love with boxing. I have fallen in love with boxing. That's what I'm saying.
I think Tyson Fury brought my love towards boxing a lot back as well, in the recent years because of what he did with Wilder. He came up mental health and yourself as well. You inspired me a lot because you remember when I retired, right? When I say retired, I was done. I thought I'm not going to do it ever again, not going to fight again. I convinced myself and I got really depressed, put loads of weight on. And then you posting up fights and you gave me a shout out and stuff. And it was just like, I was like, I got to fight now. Do you know what I mean? I've got to fight now. After that, I was like, nah. I'm not. I'm coming back, mate. I'm coming back, and then I saw Tyson Fury come back, and I saw his depression as well. I thought, yeah, I'm coming back, And it was like moments like that. It brought me back in to the fight game, And I'm always forever grateful, Always, bro. Honestly, I like you. You did great. You did amazing. Like, how many fights have you had? You had like 4 or 5, didn't you?
I've had 4 in total.
4. Flipping heck.
But that's what I mean. It's just a case of like, I said to myself, I'd never be able to. Getting shows like that, and the fact that I've done 2, and I'm even considering doing another one just to get that win, just to say, go on that show, get a win. But I'd feel more satisfied on that. But no, it's great stuff. Like I said, if to anyone who's listening that sort of thinks, they're too old to box, or I want to get into boxing, how can I do it and stuff? Anything is possible, and even people who seriously want to get into this like serious stuff, if I could do it, age at like, well, I was 25 at the time in the ring. You know, if I could do that, then you know anyone could who's, you know, definitely younger than me. And I always suggest, you know, just go for your dreams, go for it, man. Like I said, I'm proud that I've done those 2 fights. You know, like I said, it wasn't the result I got, but it was a hell of an experience, and it's definitely got my hand game a lot better. You know, my jabs have improved, my crosses improved. You know, I can fight with my hands. You know, I can bring the fight, you know, with my hands. You know, I could bring the fight to my opponents now, you know. And again, like I said, I'm not even ruling it out. You know, would I do another boxing fight again? Maybe so. You know what I mean? Might even do a show
Bro,
in
if you
September.
do,
But
that'd be great. But
that's what I
I
mean.
can't wait. I can't wait to see your kicks, mate, because your kicks are amazing. So
That's where my
you know what
heart
I mean?
is. You know, at the end of the day, like,
Yeah.
you know, my next fight want it to be, you know, within K1 or MMA. You know,
Should we
but
listen to the voice message because it's been there for a
yeah,
while,
sure.
bro? I
Let me
thought,
just
yeah.
wrap up my point, bro.
No.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's just basically, you know, I've worked on my hand games and it's improved. So again, you know, when I said to people, should you consider boxing? You never know. I said to myself, eventually, I want to do a boxing fight, and eventually I did. And you know what? After a couple of weeks later, I said, you know what? I'm going to do another one. So that's what I mean. You don't know what your intentions are, but I think you should give it a shot. Could it probably do you more good than you can imagine, you know? And yeah, I think at that point, we'll hit onto the voice messages. Want to hit it, John?
Yeah, hit me now. I hit it now. What? Yeah, get me saying, bro. Bless. You're right. It did help you up your hands. It's going to help you in kickboxing. 100%, bro. I agree with you.
Awesome.
Yo, I agree with that aspect, bro, about martial arts shouldn't have to be for just fighters. Not everyone are fighters. But I do necessarily think that someone should, well, everyone should, have some sort of martial art background just to keep themselves safe, you know? Which is just, that should be standard in our community, especially these days. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's your take on that, John?
What, martial arts?
No, what he said basically is having martial arts as like, you know, in today's sort of community, he said everyone should have, you know, a little bit of knowledge
I had
of
discussion this before, didn't I? I agree.
Yeah.
I've said this before. I said that everybody should have it on them, but you know, you can't convince everybody. But it's have two things: either get a dog, isn't it? Get a massive dog in your life. You know what I mean, have a dog around with you, and that keeps you safe. Or, you know, keep yourself protected and actually learn pure martial arts. I think it should be a get going. And I think also it makes you feel better. I think it makes everybody feel better because when you feel safer and secure, it takes a lot of insecurities away. That's my opinion, but I agree with you fully. What would you take on that, bro?
My point on that, I agree as well. That's the thing, because you know, majority of people know how to drive, right? It's just one of those things that people know to do. Not everyone, but majority. And I think the same should apply to martial arts. It should just be that thing, like, you know how everyone knows how to brush their teeth, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Everyone, you know, majority of people learn to drive. Not everyone, it's optional, but majority of people choose to drive, you know.
Yeah, true.
It's the same with martial arts, you know. I mean, a majority of people go to the gym, you know what I mean? They do gym because it's a way of, you know, keeping fit, keeping healthy and stuff. But martial art, I think people should treat martial arts like gym in a way, and it should be that sort of thing where, you know, when people say, "Oh gosh, I need to lose some weight, so I'll go gym."
Yeah.
I guarantee you, probably about. I mean, how many people do you know don't have a gym membership? I mean, it's the case. It doesn't mean
I know a
it.
few people.
Doesn't mean you have to use it. But how
I
many
know
people do you know
who
don't have a membership?
I know people who don't, and then don't do martial arts, that don't this right. And I know it sounds weird, but I've noticed that they all got the same thing in common. They try to. I don't like saying it, but most of them they usually try to think everything in the world's terrible. This, that. They think everything's against them because a lot of them feel, and a lot of them have a lot of anxiety issues and stuff like that. And I feel like if you had a lot more strength, whether it's weight,
no, John. No, sorry. The point. Yeah, go on.
No, because your point you were saying is the majority you said that do have training and then use it or not. And what I'm trying to say is what you're saying there is I agree. And I found that I got mates who don't. The ones who don't, I'm being honest with you, it's just
don't train or don't have a membership. That's the difference.
Don't do either. Don't have a membership.
Because I was just gonna say I know a lot of people that don't go to the gym, like you said, same with the same excuses, but they do have the membership, obviously, but they just you know, they pay for it, they just don't use it. That was the question I was asking, because again, back to the point your friend made, it was, you know, like how, you know, it should be standard. You know, some people, I think with martial arts, it should be like with gym. A lot of people have a gym membership, whether they use it or not. They might not go to gym for a whole year, and then a year later,
I know some
you know
people
what?
don't even use
I'm gonna
gym.
go
I got
gym.
mates who do both. It's crazy. I got mates who don't even do gym or training.
Or have the membership.
Yeah, and that's this.
Well, you need the membership to train anyhow. So
yeah, I know. But what I noticed is most of the people that are not going to egg them, I'm not going to like put them out there, but it might be controversial. But I noticed a lot of people have a lot of anxiety problems and like that. No, I'm not saying that
no
gym's
shame
got
in
to be it. No shame in that at all. But I had it as well, and I felt like when I went away from it, it happened to me. It happened to me massively, and I felt like what brought me back was that. And it doesn't mean to say I say gym or like a squad. It could be running. It could be any sort of exercise, any form of exercise. But I feel like if you don't exercise, I think your body's not meant to be sat down all day. It's not meant to be sat down and do nothing. It's not good for you. It's not good for your health. It's not good for your mind. Your body's meant to be working and you know, always working. Sorry, I'm not going to have a go at people. Everybody's got their own choices in life, but I think if you did positive things like that, it was going to help a lot. That's just a fact. Sorry, it is.
I hear. But
And
on that point, I think martial arts should be like driving. It's just one of those things that you learn. You have to be amazing of it. It's just like, you know, people pass the test and then they don't even drive ever again. You know, it's just, I think martial arts should be the same thing, where you just have that sort of basic self-defense, and then that's, whether you go far into it or not, I think everyone should have that standard, you know. When the next message, or you got more?
Yeah, I agree with the age aspect, because I'm 24 now and I believe that I'm still young enough to go into like any martial art and master it through the years, because you're not in your prime until you're in your mid-30s, I'd say.
Exactly.
Yeah, me and Aaron, actually, Aaron told me this and I felt the same. I've actually been getting stronger. Last year and a half, I've got stronger through this year. I'm 27. I've felt the strongest I've ever been. And Aaron said as well, and thank you. I agree with you, James. Honestly, bro, like I'm getting better all round. Not just that. What I notice is your brain, my mind can actually comprehend combinations better. Whereas before, when someone taught me a combination, like, you know, one jab, cross, hook, or jab, hook, cross, you know, body, it would be all like singular motion, if that makes sense. It's like a jab, cross, hook. I couldn't go bang, 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 like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It was like 1, 2. Wait, it'll be 1, wait, 2, wait, 3. You know, my brain couldn't even comprehend it. And as you got older, I think your brain can actually start to comprehend things more, actually put and mold things in. What do you think about that? Do you agree with me there, or is that my wrong?
No, I agree with you there. Like, you sort of get wiser as you get older within the sport itself, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I agree with that, honestly. Boxing, I feel like, I mean, like you said, James, you're 24. Like, when I was 23, so 3 years ago I was 23. I'm 26 now. So when I was 24, I was, so you could say 2 years ago. I was 24 2 years ago, right? And that's when I was saying to myself, it was around this time 2 years ago. I actually said, you know what, I'm gonna have a boxing fight. So 2 years ago today, I said to myself, I'm gonna do it. But if you went 3 years ago today and you told me that, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. If I had a time machine and I said, yeah, Aaron, you know, you're gonna be getting ready for a boxing fight in 3 years, I'll be like, what? I wish, mate. Like, no, I can't do that. I always find that with, you know, 24, 26, you know, we're still young, but I always find with boxing, I always find that's the sort of sport you need to sort of do at a younger age rather than MMA and kickboxing. You know, you've seen a lot of fighters starting in their late 20s and still, you know, get into like pro. And yes, it's happened many times in boxing, but I always find with boxing, this is me personally, you can argue about this. I find that you have more of an advantage starting at a younger age at boxing than you do at kickboxing and MMA.
I was going to say, bro, both my brothers are pro boxers, right? And, you know, Tommy's still going strong, and he's in his 30s now, and he's still doing really well.
When did he turn pro?
I think 20s, in his 20s. I'm not too sure when, sometime in his 20s, but still he's doing strong now. He's still going strong, and so
That's what I'm trying to say. He started at a young age, though. Do you see where I'm coming from?
I don't know. He was judo when he was younger. He was judo because he
Yeah,
was
but he's still. That's what I'm trying to say. You said he went pros in his early 20s, right?
It might have been amateur though at that level. I don't think he didn't turn pro. I'll have to ask him to find out when he turned pro. But yeah, I'm not too sure when he turned pro. But I've got two pro boxers brothers, Lee and Tom. They could have been mid 20s, could be like 25, 26. I don't know.
But that means they would have started before that. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
That's when they started pros. So they would have done amateurs probably early 20s, I'm assuming.
I'll find out. I have to find out. But my brother Lee does it as well. And yeah, he's fought where you fought, Joe Queensbury.
Yeah.
I think both have. Tom and Lee's been boxed out, I think. But yeah, you know, and also, long story short, I was saying like when I see like with them with how they train as well and the hard they train brilliant, just like see you train brilliant, bro. It's just you know, I think if you love something and you want to do something and you're passionate, anybody can do it. Look at Francis Ngannou, for instance. You know.
Yeah, but again, that's a prime example of what I was saying. He wanted to do boxing, but his coaches at the time said, "You know what? You're probably too late."
He still wants to do boxing. He still can do it.
Yeah, he can. He can now. But when he started, he wanted to do boxing. They said, "Oh, they said you should try MMA." And he's like, "What's MMA?" I don't know if you've seen that video. He's like,
he doesn't want to do it. I know he doesn't like it.
He didn't even know what it was. But that's what I'm trying to say. But like, I find with boxing, like I said, it's a sport where you sort of got to start young, unless you are like Francis that transitions over.
Yo, Joshua didn't start that too late on in his career as well. You know, he didn't start late on. Anthony Joshua turned pro. And he was doing it on his job, bro. He was fighting on the job, like learning boxing.
A lot of boxers do that.
Yeah, I think each to their own person. I think anybody can do anything if they put their mind to it.
Yeah,
and you
100%.
can only set your own limits. I believe. I truly believe that. Like, who's that guy? Fabio Wilder. Was it Fabio?
Yeah, he started at 25, I believe.
Yeah. Professional. And just
no. He's had only 5 white collar fights, I believe.
Yeah, and then straight pro.
It's crazy, isn't it?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he's an animal. He's knocking people out. So
yeah, he's crazy, man.
No limits.
That's what I'm saying. So no, obviously you put your mind to anything, man, you can achieve it. Like I said, 3 years ago, you asked me, "Oh, you're gonna box in the Queensbury ring, obviously, and be on Sky TV."
It's amazing. Amazing achievement.
There you go. 3 years later, you know,
I've
done 2 fights
as well, bro.
You know, so anything's possible, man. Like, you know, but like I said again, it doesn't necessarily mean for competition. It could just be a way of life, you know, whether you want to wake up now and go for runs every morning, which makes you feel stronger as an individual being, you know. You got your everyday life, you know. You might have kids, you might, you know, just come home to your partner and your kids and watch TV. You might not feel mentally as strong, you know what I mean? Whereas if you've got that sport, you might think to yourself, hang on, I'm going to challenge the day. Like you said, when I go for my runs in the morning, it's true. I feel like I could challenge the day now when I go into work now, because I know for a fact I've got training in the evening. Do you know what I mean? And I could train that much better knowing that I've done a bit of training before. And it just makes you feel a better human being, you know? But that's just me. Like I said, for anyone, it could be different. You know, someone who's got no experience, you know, you could be anyone. You just think, you know what, let me just do a bit of boxing. You know, it's not necessarily means knocking people out. You could be on the bags for half an hour. You could just be doing like box fit, sort of exercises. You know, it's really good for the mind. It's good for the health. It really changes you. You know what I mean? And like it gets the best out of you. You know, you're getting the best version of yourself that you never knew about. You know, and I think that's just so amazing to look back and think, hang on, wait, I can do that. Wow, I can actually.
Your story's a lot like Hearn's story, bro.
Yeah.
You always mentioned Hearns, and you see Hearns was a skinny boy. He came into the boxing, and he wasn't a fighter, and he turned into like one of the best fighters ever. You know, in the middleweight division. You know, and he didn't like have that much confidence, and he turned out to be an animal. So like, you know, it shows it doesn't matter if you come from a fighter's background or not. You know, you can be a fighter just within. It's deep within.
I all believe it all comes to you, man. Like I said, you could either be gone on the streets, you could be gone on Silver Spoon.
Yeah, you got the other background though. You got the complete other background, like Roberto Duran. Duran was a fighter as a little boy. He was like fighting people on like ships and boats, stealing. He was fighting from the age of like 5.
Yeah,
but Hearns knocked him out in like 3 rounds.
Exactly. That's what I'm
It's crazy.
That's why you can never judge. You know what I mean? Like, background and stuff. That's what they always say. Like, even with martial arts, which martial arts better? It's the practitioner. That's what matters.
Yeah,
Same with
100.
boxing, the fighter. You know what I mean? You could be someone who
Yeah.
got up in the streets or someone who's been silver spooned. Either way, whoever puts in the work will win the
Yes.
fight. You know what I
True.
mean? That's
True.
always the matter.
That like reminds me of Ben and sorry, keep saying this. Keep giving me a nostalgia moments. I reminds me of Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank, like the silver spoon man, and the guy like Ben, like was from the streets sort of thing.
Conor Benn and
no, Nigel Benn,
Barbie,
and
yeah?
Chris Eubank Senior, not Junior, my senior, Chris Eubank.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
the
when
seniors,
they fight.
yeah.
Yeah. Remember you seen it? Like, have you seen? Must have seen the fights, bro. The build up to the fights and stuff. Like, and Chris Eubank
I was
is
just
like,
going to reference their sons because I was going to say that's a prime example. Their sons, they don't have to wake up 5 in the morning every day and go for runs, but they choose to it. That's a prime example, man. That, you know what I mean? They're athletes, man. They're monsters. You know, they don't have to live that lifestyle. They're choosing to do that lifestyle, getting up 5 a.m. in the morning and stuff.
Yeah.
They're choosing to train all day long. They're choosing to train, on their birthdays, on holidays. You know what I mean? They don't go out. They got all the money in the world, but they can, not do that lifestyle. But they choose to go in that gritty, dirty, horrible, hard, grafting lifestyle. You know what I mean? They choose to, whacked in the head as hard as they physically can, that grueling life. You know what I mean? Like, some of these other fighters came from nothing, and that's what they got nothing to lose. Whereas these guys, they got everything, and yet they still choose that lifestyle and still knock people out. You know what I mean? So
I love the lifestyle.
It just shows that they are true fighters, man.
Other than running, everything I enjoy most of the trade. Actually, no, okay, I ain't gonna lie. I hate press ups as well. Right, take away press ups and take away running. I freaking love it. I take them out. I don't mind burpees. I don't mind doing all the other stuff. I don't mind all the other stuff. But when it comes to like running and press ups, I've always hated press ups. I don't know why. I had a pigeon chest, right? I used to hurt my chest doing press ups. So like, I hate press ups. I used to do a real wide. Do you know, like a wide stance press up? Do you know, like not the short one, because I just get pain in my chest doing a press up. So other than press ups and like running, everything else I loved, absolutely loved. I think it is enjoyable as well. I think you love that part, don't you, bro? You got to admit, you love sparring. You got to love sparring. You got to love the bad work. You got to love these things. I think you can't do it if you don't love it. I think it's hard to do, though, don't you think? If you don't love something?
I mean, I wouldn't say hard to do, but
no. Oh, fair enough.
Nah, that's just me. I mean, again, like, I actually like press ups and running. To be fair, bro. Wow. I mean, but everyone
it's different.
It's each to their own at the end of the day. Bro, do you want to listen to these next 2 voice messages and then wrap up from there?
Yeah.
Cool.
As you're saying, lads, so you have to start like early with the boxing. So what about all these YouTubers then that are starting the boxing in their like mid-20s, late 30s, and they're going on TV? Do you think it's just a fame dig, or just to exploit money and have more fame?
I'm gonna cut short. I'm gonna cut that answer nice and sweet, because again, I'll probably go on. We would probably go on for another 20 minutes and that, and I want to wrap the show up. Again, like I said, I think with boxing, again, you want to start young, but if you want to make a name for yourself, these YouTubers have made a name for themselves. So it doesn't matter how old they are, they can get these money shots. You know what I mean? So they fall out the context. When I say about age, I'm talking about a nobody here right now. I'm not talking about, you know what I mean? If you've got a famous YouTuber who's 27 years old and they've never done boxing before, and I actually find out they're quite actually naturally good at this. All you have to do is one fight. Everyone's going to watch their first fight. Whereas you get a 27-year-old from, I don't know, South London or from South Wales, and you feel, they're quite naturally good. Unfortunately, they have to grind and do several fights, and until they're about 34, maybe 35. Oh, hang on, this person's really naturally good. Let's make them turn pro. Or maybe because they're really that good and the coaches want to rush the process and they believe in them that much, they might say, at 30. But it depends on the circumstances,
I agree with you there, right? But
there
now
you go.
with the modern day era, like you just said, the YouTubers, with modern day's advertisement, if you can advertise yourself and promote yourself like Jake Paul, like Luke Paul, you can get yourself out there. It's just you have to be able to do these things. You have to push yourself and believe in yourself, and you can do it. But it's all about believing within yourself. If you believe in yourself, you can achieve anything, just like Jake Paul did, just like Luke Paul did, just like all these people, like even, you know, all these guys can do it. Anybody can do anything. It's just you have to put limits on yourself. I bet you, like when again, Francis Ngannou, when he left Africa, and he was like saying, "I'm going to be a fighter," whatever. People I bet you Cameroon. I guarantee that people laughed at him. I guarantee people laughed at him, and you know he didn't care because he had a dream, he had a vision. If you have a vision, if you have a dream, you can do anything. It's all about your own limits, and don't
Age is just a number.
100, bro. Yara Romero, like George Foreman. George Foreman, 45, came back as world champion. You know that winning belt. Oh, was he 46? My bad. Sorry. You know, being a champion.
Either way, it's still a comeback and a half. If you ask me.
You know what I mean? Randy Couture winning world titles in his 40s. Jan Blachowicz, 38, wins a title. His freaking you listened to his recently. That's insane. He came back like gonna get cut, and then he comes back and wins the world title. Yeah. Now we've got Glover fighting for a title again. Was trading partners of Chuck Liddell. He's fighting for the belt. You know, so it's like Anderson Silva came into UFC at age of 31. All I'm trying to say is like people need to understand that limits are meant to be broken. People only think some. This is I said this before. Don't get me wrong. There's always limits to some things. There's limits, but sometimes there's limits because people only seen them limits. The moment you like when someone does it, people go, "Oh look, you can do that at 46 because he's won it at 46." Imagine if someone wins a world title at 50. Yeah,
that's true.
Do you know what I mean? Then all of a sudden people, you can win a world title at 50. It's all about people can't believe until it's been achieved. When something's been achieved, people can believe. But why don't you be the person to achieve it, to let people inspire others to keep the belief? You know,
it's that one person.
Exactly. It's all about
once
mindset,
that one person does it, everyone else follows.
100. Yeah. That's what you see. You see in football right now. You see in football players going. I know it's not about boxing, but you see in football players pushing that to a lot later age. Whereas before they would retire early. Whereas now people realize, if I take care of myself, I start eating the right food, if I start training right, I can go further. It's all about mentality and you believe in yourself a lot personally. And if you can keep a good mindset and clean mindset and keep the hunger, keep the fuel burning, you can do anything. But I'll listen to the last one and shut.
I was just going to add on to the point you said.
Yeah.
On that, you know how you said be that person to be the game changer. I heard this the other day on a motivational video. In 1954, I believe, there was a runner. I've forgotten his name. So I need to search him up. Apparently, it is factual that a human being cannot run a mile in under 5 minutes. Like it's just virtually impossible. Before 1954, no matter over the years, 1600s, whatever, it is proven. Well, they say proven. It was just said that a human being cannot run faster 5 miles in under 5 minutes. It physically can't. It can't be done. It can't be done. You can't do a mile in under 5 minutes. It's just one of those things. It's impossible. That was the term. It was impossible. Then this guy did it in like 4 minutes. Something, and then because that guy did it, one person, several, even kids apparently have done it. And you know why? Because they know someone, someone's done it and it's physically been achievable. Other people do it. He did it. I mean, I could do it. That sort of thing because it's been set. But it's crazy how no one before 1954 could do this. But as of then, I think like thousands of people have done it because of that one guy, literally.
Yeah.
So I don't want to blab on that point, but I thought it was worth the just that you're saying. But I'll let you hit that.
No, you're right. You're right there, bro. That I want to say what you said. Yeah, you're 100% right, and that's why you don't need to. You got to like think outside the box and not let people try to take away your belief. You've got to keep that fire burning, that fuel burning. But I'll get the next one out. I like that story. Thank you, bro, for sharing that. I didn't know that.
I thought you'd like that.
Thank you, bro.
Such as KSI, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, all those type of people. I know you've got like the Ace family. Like he's probably like the richest YouTuber you could think of in America at the present. He started a small little business up, and it blew up. He used to live in a 1-bedroom flat. Now he's converted 4 six-bedroom house in Hollywood and probably got a higher payroll than any Hollywood actor. It's mad.
Yeah, that's truth. That's truth. You're right. You know, they did a smart move with the fighting thing, but they were good before it. They were good before it, but I agree that yeah, I think if you put yourself out there, you start networking, you work hard, and you put your mind to anything, you can do anything.
Of course.
Listen to sport talk, but I agree with you, James, 100%, bro.
Yeah,
Let's talk
no,
to
like
Bill. Bill, my bad. He hates it when I call him talk sport. Sorry, Bill. Sorry, Bill.
but yeah, on that point, like I said, well, if you go back to your friend Jane's point, you know, just age play a factor, and then you get these guys doing it again. Like you said, it's putting yourself out there because these boys, it doesn't matter what age they are, they've made a name for themselves, no matter if they're even 37. You know what I mean?
100.
You know what I mean? They're boxing. They could potentially get a boxing career because of that, you know. But you know, again, if you're nobody and you're that age, you need to sort of prove yourself. You know, work your way up. You got to show. You know, why does this person want to watch you? You know what I mean?
100.
You got to get that push factor, that wow factor, that why factor, even.
Yeah,
you know, why
you're right.
do we want to watch you? Why? You know, are you special? What makes you different to the thousands of other hard-working boxers in the gym? You know, but let's try these 2 voice messages quickly. All right, people sending messages. We are wrapping up the show now, so we're just gonna skim through.
We'll listen to Bill. Put Bill Norris, but you're right.
Yo, what's happening, boys? Any of you boys watching the Ben Askren Jake Paul fight? Just out of curiosity, man.
Unfortunately, yes, I will have to tune into that.
Unfortunately,
yes. I have to. I suppose I have to, man. You know what I mean? I need to see how this goes. Again, that's a topic on itself. Are we
gonna do that? Should we do a talk show on that?
I was just gonna say I wanted to do that. I was thinking about doing that on Saturday, possibly.
I'm good for doing that. I'm good for doing that on Saturday. That sounds fun.
I'll talk to you about that obviously afterwards. But
I bless everybody. Subscribe to Bill. He's a really good guy, man. I love his podcast. His podcast is always interactive. He's got WWE, UFC, boxing, and football. So give him a shout. I'll give him a shout as well. And he always gives us a shout out. So bless. Thank you, Bill. Really appreciate that. Much love.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a topic in itself. Whether we do that or not. Long story short, with that one, I mean, personally, I'm not the biggest fan of it. But I think the person who's gonna get hurt, the person who lose, if Ben loses, I think it will hurt him more than if
I think it hurts both. I think
with Ben, it'd be more because this guy is a fighter.
But Jake Paul is like claiming that he's a fighter now. And
there's claiming, John, but Ben Askren is a fighter. If he loses, it will hurt MMA and himself. Yeah, not just himself, but all of MMA.
Oh man, we need him to get like steroids and everything, mate. he needs all.
That's just my take on it.
He needs TRT. We need to get Vitor Belfort and say, mate, what the heck were you taking? Give it to him. We'll pay you whatever you want. Give it in. We need TRT Vitor there. We need Uberim, TRT Vitor. We need to get the gang and help Ben Askren out. That's all he needs, and then he probably still lose. Sorry, bro. I'm sorry,
right, bro. Cool. So we hit that last message.
Yeah. We're here up.
Yeah, facts. Money talks. Bullshit walks, innit? But anyway, guys, thanks for having me. It's been great.
Hey, bless, James.
Pleasure having you.
Good having you. 100. Do you want to wrap up, bro? Thank you, James.
I was just gonna say, so on that note, again, why you should consider boxing. It may benefit you many ways you could imagine, you know? I mean, if you're listening now, or whether, you know, or if you're listening later after this show airs, no matter what time it is in the day, you just think to yourself, whether, you know, it's nighttime now, you listen to live, tomorrow morning, you think to yourself, you're going to get up, have your coffee, whatever, go into work, then come home and do the same old, you know? It's just nice. Yeah. Even get like a bag in your garden. Or, you know, even now, just next week when the gym's open again, take up boxing. See where it goes, man. You might like it, you might not like it, you know?
100.
Like I said, if you asked me 3 years ago whether I'd do a boxing fight, I'd be like, nah, no way. I'm too old to do that, you know? A year later, I got ones in the works, and now 3 years later, I've actually had 2 fights. So you never know. But again, it's not even just about competition. This is a way of life. Makes you a lot fitter.
100.
You might end up losing. So,
100.
man, you become the better version of yourself. It's just worth a shot, you know.
And don't do what I just said a second ago. I was just banter. I was just joking about the Ben Askren thing. So just ignore me when I talk about that. I was just joking.
Nice one.
Just anybody listening in. So it's let them know. No.
All right then, John. It's 10 p.m. and I think I'm gonna have a little good night's sleep so I can get up and do some training, you know. But anyhow, it's a pleasure having you on the show, and thank you for everyone that's tuned in today. Make sure to follow the Multicast or follow me or Johnny on his profile to keep up to date with our next shows. And of course, if you want, follow our Instagram page, the Multicast. Wonderful people. Good night,
Yes.
John. Thank you for joining
Aaron.
in,
It's been a
okay?
pleasure.
Thank you very much. Oh, hang on. Let's say this one last message before we go.
Yes.
Wait, can you smell what the Chelsea are cooking, mate? The Champions League is coming home, mate. Yeah.
They won.
It's your man, Keyman 10. Back again.
Hey, thank you, Chris, man. Thank you for sending that in. We're about to shoot off, but I'm guessing that Chelsea won then. That's awesome. Yes, thank you, man.
All right, then. Peace out.
Bless,
Cheers
Chris. Take care, man.
Take care. Goodbye.
Bye, man.